I would like to tell you a story because this book is about mastering pawn structures. And I did some other videos thanks to another book on pawn structures, and I discovered that it works. If you study pawn structures, your game will improve. Why? Because sometimes we don't know really what to do, no? And the pawn structures give you a plan. Here in the book, there are practically a lot of chapters that are all about pawn structures. It starts with the space advantage, then it goes to double pawns, backward pawns, the isolani, that would be like the isolated queen pawn, hanging pawns, mobile pawn center, lock pawn center, and symmetry. Every chapter has a quiz, and so it's kind of very important, but most of all, every chapter has games that are example games. I will start with game number one, which is played between Alexei Shirov and Piotr Kazmarek. Now the difference is huge because Shirov in that time was 2700 and Kazmarek was 1870. This is a rapid game also. And what does this game want to show you? A disaster. In the fourth game, we look at what can happen if one side voluntarily gives up the center. Black starts with a dubious opening that allows white to quickly launch a decisive attack. Let's see. d4, d5, c4, and here knight f6. This knight f6, he says, is a substantial mistake. In fact, he says this move, which seems like a natural developing move, already turns out to be a substantial mistake. C takes d5. And honestly, guys, I want to show you this game also because once you play in tournament enough, you will discover that the center is very, very important. Knight takes d5, e4. And so now we see that white got 4 square, right? And here it says, logically, white takes full command of the center. However, many players opted here for a more cunning for knight f3. To sidestep black's alternative on the fifth move. Okay, so let's see. After e4, he plays knight f6, knight c3. And here there is another dubious move, which is e6. He says this is too timid. The alternative e5 gives black reasonable counterplay. So you want to exchange the queens. Okay, so knight f3, bishop e7, bishop d3, castle, castle, and c5. So he attacks the center. Here he says a valiant move. Black finally decides to strike back in the center. Unfortunately, the punishment will be swift. D takes c5, bishop takes c5, e5. Look, this e5 already tell you that there is a problem, you know, because generally the attack is on this. The fact that you lose the defender is really bad, okay? Knight d5, and guess what? Yeah, bishop takes h7. I was kind of, yeah, you know it. Honestly, at a certain level, you know it, what's going to happen. Here it says a classic tactic. Black king is lured out of its basement to a place where it will be ripe for the slaughter. King h8, obviously. Of course, not accepting the sacrifice leaves black's position hopeless. capturing the bishop also leads to a quick demise. So guys, eventually try to analyze what happened if he takes here, okay? It's a good exercise. So after king h8, white obviously return back, bishop d3, knight c6, bishop g5, knight takes c3, b takes c3, f6, e takes f6, g takes f6. And now I would like you guys to pause the video and try to find out what is white's next move, because it turned out is the last move of the game. It's a nice move, in fact, yeah. Okay, the move is knight e5. Shirov concludes the game nicely. On the next move, the queen will slide to h5, right, for a deadly check, and the game is probably over, right? So, I don't know, for those that don't see it, let me show it, tack, tack, and this is over, right? Because it's a checkmate. So, thank you for watching this quick intro to this beautiful book. We will watch more games from here and eventually also some exercises because exercises are very important, right? Thank you very much for watching.